Hello and welcome to another episode of Grange TV. We have with us a great cast with Mr. David Roberts, Jimmy Crute, special guest today.
You're nailing this intro.
And Australia and New Zealand's own, the biracial angel, Mr. Robert Whittaker.
So you got to stop that. It's picking up traction.
It has, the biracial angel. He wants to change his name, or just the bi-angel.
Every time I take you on a post, that's what I'm gonna take.
Don't say that. It's taken off just now. I can hear it taking off on the forums.
In certain parts of Sydney, that's going to be massive. The bi-angel. It's going to be huge, mate.
Oh, no.
Really bringing us all together. Good on you.
There's something I want to bring up quickly.
Yeah.
And that's, I've heard from a lot of the fans, like, the podcast is nowhere near as fun now that Dave's getting the audio right.
I know, it takes away a lot of the fucking excitement.
It is, and a lot of the content.
Yeah. I just want to thank our sponsor, Kaplan Homes, they put the downlights, so that's where you can see us now as opposed to before. And they're really setting up the studio. We're going to fix the wall and that. It's going to look decent. I'd like to also congratulate myself on the big win on VR boxing.
Oh, you know I said not to bring this up. Now, your lies are going to come back to get you. You know that, right?
Jimmy, you know what happened? We did virtual reality boxing, and since you're here, Dave, we should organise it for Jimmy to try and challenge me for my shot.
No. It's not your shot. It's not your title. Why are you... Dave, you're right there. Who won?
Me. Rob. What? So what happened?
There it is. You heard it. Rob won. Rob won.
David
Jimmy heard it
give fucking Rob a massage if you could. But the reality...
Look how upset Fab is.
It's a dog act by David. Yeah, so we went to this place, Spectre. They did a really good job. They have a... We'll talk about this game because I didn't really like the game, to be honest with you. Like, say, as a video game review.
The boxing game?
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, so you put these virtual reality goggles and you box, right? And I fucked Rob up. I dropped him.
You dropped him in the first, he did. But I got back up and I dropped him in every other round.
All heart?
All heart.
It was they held me. They stopped me.
I finished you in the 7th.
Dude, I was moving like this. And Rob's
the game knew Fab had enough.
I fucked him up bad.
To be honest though,
there's footage on Instagram.
And what you were saying about the review, I think our opinions are a little skewed though, because we've done combat sports before, and I think that's kind of where it made the gap seem larger. You know what I mean? Like, I think if you had never done any sort of boxing before in your life, it might seem a little bit like boxing, you know?
Did you like it?
It was all right. You know, honestly, if I had to compare it to another game of close caliber, I would call it like Wii boxing on steroids.
Do you like VR games? You do, eh? You a gamer? Are you a gamer?
Oh, not really, but yeah, my brother's got a VR and it's pretty fun.
What prompted the tattoo then?
Oh, I used to love video games when I was young, but fuck, how they play now.
So you grew out of the games,
just grew out of it, man.
not the tattoo.
Just gotta move on in life sometimes.
Do you want to? Like, can you talk into the mic?
Oh, sure.
Do you want to explain the tattoo that you have?
Oh, the Resident Evil one.
Because I thought you were Maltese. I thought that was
a lot of people do. No, it's just me and my sister got a matching. Well, she got Stars and I got Umbrella Corporation. Because we used to just watch my older brother play Resident Evil when we were younger. So it was just like, we were looking for a tattoo we could get together and we had no idea.
What's your family thing? Like, so how many brothers and sisters and what's the age difference between you and that sister?
So I got 4 brothers and 2 sisters. I'm the youngest. That sister, I think she's like 26 or 25. I don't want to say it wrong. I don't want to get it wrong because... but yeah,
you already did that.
Yeah, you got it wrong.
You already did that. So
we get punched in the head for a living. You know, it's like.
Hey, that's what I use a lot too. That's what I use a lot too.
You have to. No, I'm the youngest. So you know, my oldest brother's like 36, and I'm 23. So yeah.
What are the stars? You said your sister got stars. What does that mean?
It's the other corporation in Resident Evil. It's Umbrella Corp. So.
I read somewhere that somebody was bullying your sister when you were like a little kid and you had a fight with a guy.
That's the worst written article ever. It's the worst article. No, yeah, so someone threw an apple, hit my sister, and I just went and beat the shit out of him.
How old were you?
I was in year 7. I think the guy was in year 10 or something.
Were you a very big kid?
Yeah, I was big. I was just big. Like, I wasn't.
No, that's what I'm trying to get
Look at
to.
his bones.
Can you show your hands? They're fucking ridiculous. Look at those things. So were you a kid? Did you, as a kid, get into a lot of fights?
No. I've always just been the guy to walk away. When it comes to family and my mates, I'm very loyal and like I don't let them take shit. But myself, I just always walk away. But when it comes to family and stuff, I can't help myself.
Oh, I can see the emotional trigger there. But your sister gets scorned with an apple.
You just got to beat the fuck. You just got to.
That makes me mad.
Yeah, can't let that slide.
Were you already fighting? Were you already like competing and training in
Just
martial
jiu-jitsu.
arts?
Just jiu-jitsu. Oh, so like I did judo and stuff before that, but like yeah, at that point just jiu-jitsu. I knew I wanted to do MMA, but I hadn't started striking yet.
How'd you get into martial arts?
So I was 4 when I started Zendukai karate. Oh, not Zendukai. I don't know. Some sort of karate I started when I was 4 down in Geelong. And I did that. I don't even know how long I did it for. I don't even remember much of it. I remember doing a few classes, but I did it for a while. And I was sort of, when we moved to Bendigo, I sort of went away from it for a bit. And then I always wanted to get back into it, but we just could not find a decent academy or a school. So we just looked and judo. There was judo in Eagle Hawk, where I'm from in Bendigo. There was a judo club that was pretty decent. So we went there for, I think I was there for 3 years. And, judo started getting a little bit old and, I wasn't at the level that I wanted to get at. So we moved on to jiu-jitsu after my old man met Shuey Molden, my coach to this day. They were working together. So, the rest is history. I went down there and at first he didn't want to train kids, but I sort of won him over and yeah, the rest is history, as I said.
You both you on both sides of like your mum's side and your dad's side, they were both boxers, eh?
Yeah, my dad's side, I think there's some boxers on my mum's side. There's a lot of athletes on my mum's side, but my dad's side especially, there's a lot of boxers. Yeah.
Okay, how come you didn't go into boxing?
I don't know. I just went into I think because I always knew I wanted to do MMA, and my coaches and my dad really wanted me to get a strong base in something, and jiu-jitsu seemed to be the premier martial art at the time in MMA. So we really wanted something that no matter what happens in a fight, I can always fall back on and sort of like specialize. And we always had the idea to get into boxing and kickboxing and stuff and grow and become as well-rounded as we could. But I think that having a base and something that you're really good at above all else is really healthy and really good in MMA.
Now, like you seem to have very, very good striking. Like I think that's what most people know you by. What's your relationship with your coach, Sam Greco?
Sammy. Sammy's like, Sammy's everything. Like he's like a coach, a mentor, a father figure, a brother, a best mate to me. Like he's one of the most important people in my life. And he's just had open heart surgery yesterday, so hence the reason I'm down here. But yeah, Sammy's incredible. Like everyone can teach the techniques and stuff of kickboxing, but there's not many guys that can mentor, I find, and Sammy's one of the best in the world at it. And he genuinely cares about his students. He'll do the extra mile every time. So yeah, I'm really lucky to have Sam.
And what's the prognosis with him now? Like what have you heard from his family and whatnot?
So the surgery went well. I've heard. I haven't got to speak to him. I think he's still on a lot of medications and stuff. But all is good with him. He'll be a long recovery, but it's better to get this out of the way, and then longevity he'll have. Otherwise, you never know what could happen.
No, that's great to hear.
Yeah, get it fixed, and then
What's training been like for you two?
Oh yeah, cakewalk. So, nah.
Not bad.
We've been hitting the sessions, and Jimmy came in saying he was 103.
I was pretty way.
103 lead.
Robbie came in saying he was 94.
Nah, I didn't. I said 96. And I was 94 after the session. Jimmy was 93.3.
103.3.
103.3 after the session.
In fairness, 3 sessions.
Three sessions. After 3 sessions.
I hate the game, Robbie. I'll tell you that right now.
So I remember we had wrestling yesterday.
I don't want to hear excuses.
And I shot a double. And I felt like I had tried doubling a Camry. It was ridiculous.
Hey, it's all in the hips, bro.
Because both of you can both probably speak on this. Both of you would probably hear from people like you could probably make middleweight, and people would probably say to you could probably still make welterweight, and you hear that like you're a small middleweight. That you hear that a lot.
But like still,
yeah,
you think?
Yeah, you're not a big middleweight.
Really?
Sorry,
Even to this day.
To this day, my friend. You hear it all the time. It's not a.
Yeah, I thought I'd been getting bigger though. Like
yeah. Well, and you speak on it. What like did you? Now that you've seen Jimmy, would you say he could cut to middleweight?
No way. He'd have to cut off his head.
It was a big fucking head. I think we're in the same boat. We're just dense guys. Like until you grab a hold.
You're like a giant dwarf. You're like a big dwarf.
It's my new fighting name. The giant dwarf.
Giant dwarf.
He does got a big head, little limbs, big torso.
This is reach. This is the sort of reach you want.
I was holding the bag for him yesterday when he was punching it. And there's some power behind it.
Yeah, but I got to be this close to hit the bag.
He's doing that one.
The bag's got more reach.
No shit, it does. I think like until you grab a hold of us, you don't realize how big we actually are. Like Robbie, like I look small because the guys are like just big, but they're not dense. I find like a lot of guys can just draw that weight out of their muscle, but I couldn't. If I made middleweight, I'd fucking die.
Because when you fight the light heavyweights and they look so much bigger than you, it's like they're taller.
Yeah.
But how do you find it strength wise?
Well, they're taller and they're wider, but once they get a hold of me, they like you just see a look in their eye. They're like, oh shit, like he actually is big. I've never met someone that can outmuscle me. And I've moved around with heavyweights and stuff. Like, there's guys that are stronger than me, but like they're not that much stronger than me. I've never really experienced that. So
same sort of thing. I'm like in the same boat. Like there are a lot of guys that look much more jacked and yoked and bigger than me in the octagon and stuff. But I've never been out muscled or ragdolled or yeah, like good looking guys, like
good looking guys.
No, like Romero, looks like he's sculpted. Like Clint Hester, Uriah Hall, they're all big dudes. But they didn't have that. They didn't have his Hmong strength.
So you find Jimmy very, very strong? You find him very, very strong?
Yeah, very, very strong. Very strong.
It's just country boy strength.
It's like you've been putting in fence posts like your entire life. Your entire life.
So you never did any other sports though?
No, I'm terrible. You'd probably tell from the warm-ups. I'm just terrible at everything except for fighting.
So you never played? Because I know you never played basketball after watching.
Hey. No, I had one game of AFL for the school, and I clotheslined someone in the first 5 minutes and got sent off, and I decided the ball sports went for me.
You never thought, I might be really good at running at someone.
I wanted to play rugby. I was
going to ask you, do they play a lot of rugby league? Not league, but union?
They got union, but it's tiny, like.
You're not built for AFL.
No.
Yeah, I was going to say, like all the things you could have tried, he picks AFL, and I'm like,
that's all there is in Victoria, man. There's they've got a union side in Bendigo. Actually, I think they do well, and I wanted to do it, but I had to make a decision. I couldn't do that and fight. So obviously, I just chose what my real passion was. But I love watching league, and if I wasn't a fighter, I probably would have tried to go rugby. Because
looking at you look made to run at people.
Yeah, I got a good sprint, but
you're just thick, strong.
Yeah.
You also were a plumber. A third year plumbing?
Yeah, but mechanical service, which isn't real plumbing. It's like air conditioning and stuff. So I never really learned how to...
Don't put yourself down like that, mate.
I never really learned much about plumbing, so I can't really do anything for anyone.
So was that your trade though?
Yeah, I just got to my third year, and I just thought, no, I can't do this. I can't train and do this at the same time.
Was that before you hit UFC?
No, what was I? I reckon I was 4-0. So then I got into storeman. I got a job as a storeman, which was a little bit better on the body. And then I was just over traveling because I was traveling 2 hours. So I was working full time in Bendigo. I was doing a run before work. I'd work till 4, travel to Melbourne, which is 2 hours, train, come back, go to sleep, get up, do my run, work. And I was
you drive 2 hours to training.
2 hours and back. So I was doing about 16 hours in the car a week. And I thought, no, I can't do this. Like, because I was obviously just to get the work in with Sam, I was going 4 or 5 times a week to Melbourne and back.
Where's Sam based? In Melbourne City?
Melbourne. Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
In North Melbourne. And then I was going to Footscray with my good friend Daniel Kelly. He runs the sparring and stuff at his gym. So
but that's still a hike.
Still 2 hour and 45, 2 hours at the time I was leaving with traffic. So I just thought, I can't do this. So I rang my brother, who was working as a forklift driver in Melbourne, and I just said, look, get me a job. Like, get me a job now. I can't keep doing this travel. And he goes, oh, I can't promise you anything, but I got a interview for you tomorrow if you want to come in. I was just said, whereas I quit my job, rent down, got the job in Melbourne, moved the next day, and then, yeah, as I said multiple times, the rest is history. It was the best move I ever made because then instead of traveling 16 hours, I was able to rest or get 2 extra sessions in or whatever I was doing. I was able just to actually rest because when you're driving, you don't rest. You don't switch off. It's draining. So,
how big was the difference for both of you when you were able to train full time?
I'll let you speak on this first.
So I was doing long hours too. I was doing like 11, 12-hour days. Starting at 2, and everyone thinks that asks me if I train more now that I'm not working full time, but I only do 1 or 2 extra sessions. I was doing a lot of sessions when I was working, but I just find I get to recover more. I get more time to catch up on my physio. I get more time to get proper rest and recovery.
Yeah, to be honest, when I went to full-time training and whatnot, I think I took it for granted for the first big chunk of my career. I definitely didn't utilize the time that I was granted and use it to its full effectiveness. I didn't train more. I didn't hit more sessions. I kind of hit the same sessions and just bludged the rest. I just mucked around, and I think I did that for a long chunk. I think I took my career in general. I think I had 1 foot out, like a big chunk of my early career, up until.
Why do you say that you had 1 foot out? Why do you think that was? And what were the factors that meant that you had 1 foot out?
I've always been kind of a glass half full sort of guy. So I've always been. I never thought I could get into the UFC ever. I never thought. I could.
You mean you're a pessimist?
Yeah.
So glass half empty.
Yeah. What did I say?
Glass half full. Glass half full is an optimist.
Oh.
So you're a pessimist. Glass half empty.
Yes.
It's okay, Rob. We'll get through this.
Yeah, I'm getting angry. Yeah. So
no, because I know what you meant. That's why. And I think I don't want everyone out there thinking that you're an optimist when you're a pessimist.
Yeah. No. I'm not even. I'm not like a complete pessimist, but I don't know what the word is where you don't believe in yourself to get as far as you can. I'm that sort of guy. Well, I was anyway. I never thought I could get into the UFC. I never thought I could make decent money. I never thought I'd get out of housing commission until I did it. So when it all happened, I wasn't really prepared for it. I wasn't really prepared for it, so I don't think I utilized the time that I was granted and the position that I was in properly. Yeah. So and when when I said that I had one foot out, like I didn't think I'd do great in the UFC. You know, I was always kind of just like, yeah, I didn't think, you know, I could stay there. I don't know. That's just me. I never thought that I would lose my next fight. That's not what I'm saying. But I didn't think that I would make top 10. Like, surely never.
Yeah, I think knowing, because I know you and I was there throughout a lot of it. I think that's what I think people get that mixed up, because I don't think you lacked confidence in your fight ability, in your ability to actually fight. I think you lacked clarity in as far as like the overall journey, and in what direction it was going, because you're always confident going into the fight.
Yeah, I've never thought I would lose a fight ever. It's just one of those things. Like I train hard, and I did, and whenever I did train, I trained as hard as I could.
Yeah, I think one of the big things that people, the misconception is like everyone's going to fight hard and everyone's going to train hard, but like train hard when they get to training. But I think the stuff that makes you like a perennial contender is doing, like you're saying, all the other small things like resting properly, not getting on the piss, not, you know, they're the things that are going to make your perennial contender champion and whatnot. Yeah. I don't even like to use the word champion, because like that's kind of like arbitrary, because you could lose on that day. That doesn't mean that you're not right in that top mix, you know. So what was the things that made you go?
You know, a big thing for me was the 2 losses. So, you know, naturally, the 2 losses were huge for me, like a massive eye opener. And how I was training, I was spending a lot of time. Like that whole period of my life was kind of my lowest, and climbing out of that hole or rut was where I started meeting better people, switching on, staying more at home, training harder. And I wasn't training harder. I wasn't there yet. You know, it was mainly just trying to center myself a little bit. You know, try and what's the word? I was trying to center myself. I really was, like, just trying to find myself again. You know, before I started traveling overseas a lot, before the UFC, before all that sort of stuff. And you know, fortunately enough, that's when I met yourself and I met Alex, and then we started working together of it. And you were the one, honestly, who opened my eyes to the bigger picture of where I could be, but what I had to do to do it. To achieve it. And we didn't start at the championship. I remember we were at that cafe, but we started. It was after I had a couple wins in middleweight.
No, you hadn't fought middleweight.
You sure?
Yeah, 100%. Because we
no, not the first one we started working. I'm talking about the meeting we had when you said you could be top 10.
Oh,
and
that
I was like, really?
That was after Hester.
Yeah.
Hester ran Tavares' time.
Yeah, and I remember you were like, I was like, you could be top 10 if you work hard. And I was like, really? And it blew my mind that
but he didn't say anything. He just sat there like that. But I could see like that inside there was a monkey playing a cymbal. I was having the conversation and he was like,
like, no. You lying. And and it was like, there was those conversations in it. It's funny because reflectively looking at it, I laugh at it because of where I was at the time and how far I've come, and as well as like mentally, I think I've expanded since then. But like how you just broke it in real slowly. I was like, it was top 10 and then the monkeys and the cymbals, and then it was like top 3 and probably still a little bit of monkeys there. But then we started getting into that championship sort of level and that mentality, and then it clicked over. I think I'm not exactly sure when the exact point was, but it clicked over, and I was like, there is no ceiling. There is no ceiling. I'll make a new one.
The lure of training overseas and whatnot for you why haven't you gone overseas? What made you want to stay at home, etc., etc.?
I've been overseas a few times, never for camps, just to go over. Like I've been to Thailand a few times just to get some training in and have some go over with the boys and get like a training trip in. But I think Australia has everything you need. You just, especially like Victoria, I can speak for Victoria. If you're prepared to travel, It's got everything you need. If you're just going to sit still and expect everyone to come to you, it's not going to happen. So I think we've got everything, and I think we've got really, really good everything. But yeah, like the reason you just have to go out of your comfort zone. That's the reason I'm down in Sydney, just to get outside my comfort zone. But obviously, like, you look at my coaching staff at Sam Greco, Stewie Molden, and like all the boys down at Resilience and all stuff. Like, I've got a really good team, and you know, I think you've spoke on this before. You go overseas and you're just a number. I think Tiger Matoya, where I've been there, is a little bit different. They look after me a lot. But like, just overseas gyms, you're just a guy from Australia in the UFC. Well, who cares?
The other thing is, if you're not prepared to drive to training and work hard here, you're not going to go there and be magically better.
Yeah.
You're still going to have to train hard when you get there.
It's the same work. It's the same work.
Yeah, and that's a big thing. Like I talk to people and I say, they're like, you drive an hour to go to Cronulla to train with Justin. And I go, yeah, it's like, it's a no-brainer. It's like, that's where my coach is. That's where I get the best work done. That's where I go to work.
You know what's fucking crazier is like driving or fighting traffic for an hour and a half, or getting on the train and everything to go do, with all due respect, a job that you could probably do here. You know what I mean? And I look at people, but they're scared. They'll question you driving an hour to
work.
Yeah, but this is the question.
People don't realize this is our work.
Yeah,
that was a question I was going to ask: is at what point, or did you find it or not find it difficult to transition from training to work? As in, like, training is now work.
I've always been real business, like training's business. I love it. I do it because I love it, obviously, and it's not like, oh, this is work. But I've always had like a business mentality when it comes to training. I need to get my work in. I need to be employee of the month every day, you know. So I've always just had that mentality of it, and you know, it's easy for me because I love it. I love the grind. Like, I just got my ass kicked at jiu-jitsu today. I loved it. So yeah, it was never really an option. Never really a hassle. There was times where like I was just like, oh, like Rob was talking about before. Like, I'm like, oh fuck, I don't really think that, you know, I'm talented enough or whatever. But you just gotta have the right people around you to just pull you out of that, as Rob said. And you know, yeah, it was never really a hassle for me just because I loved it.
Mate, you have a great attitude. Like, I'm comparing him to myself when I was like at his stage. And man, I was shit. I just fucked around for for fucking years, dude. I just messed around, wasted time. And you're just making me feel shit here.
No, mate, you paved the way though. That's the thing. Like, without role models like yourself and all the other people around, I'm really who I am today because of my role models. I was just lucky enough to surround myself with the right people early on.
Do you think that? Because like I suppose for me, watching guys like Mark and there are other guys like Elvis and Anthony and that, but I think the guys that like really. The guy that I look at from the Australian-New Zealand region that really put, and I'll probably say this and people are going to go, no, there was such and such guy before him and there was this guy. But to my opinion, the guy that really put it on the map for me was Mark Hunt. And to see that success at that level, like when he was fighting K1 and Pride and UFC, and to start going, well, fuck, he's doing it from here and it can happen.
Yeah.
And then there was a few others, and then probably I'd say Rob. And then you were kind of 4 years behind. No, probably, how old are you? 29. And you're 23. So you're 6 years behind, which is quite significant. Yeah. So you would have been in high school watching Rob fight.
Yeah. I started watching Rob after Smashes. And
were you in high school?
Oh, fuck, yeah, probably.
So when you see that, does that help to go, yeah, like, fuck, that can be done? Like,
it does. And just like, it's one thing to see and watch someone on telly, but you got to surround yourself with people as well. Like, you can have heroes that you look up to on television and stuff, but I think like the real inspirational people should be the ones that you surround yourself with.
one of the things we talk about is like having successful people around you. By successful, it doesn't have to be like fighters. It could be like your accountant, your whatever, you know what I mean? But a group of success, it doesn't have to be financially successful either, but just like people that are right in the head, you know?
It's people that got their head screwed on.
Yeah, you can't have people that are, you know, negative and sucking the fucking life out of you, you know, around you. So how hard was it for you to transition that it's...
Yeah, terribly hard.
Why?
Because the problem is I don't think I ever considered it a job up until I met yourself.
And then before that, it was just training?
It was just something I was doing. It's like, honestly, it was just something I was doing on the side. And
on the side of what? What was it? What else were you doing? What were you doing the rest of the fucking time?
That's the fucking problem. I wasn't doing anything. I was just
There's a full-time fucking wanker.
I was playing a lot of games and shit. Like, and then the thing was, it was like when I was a tradie, it was something I did on the side.
Fighting.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then I didn't have to be a tradie anymore, and I just fought. But it kind of still kept that. It's still something I did on the side mentality. Whether or not I'd actually say that or not, I don't know. But I know now, looking back, that's kind of how I treated it.
Did you just have that mentality of like, oh, if this doesn't work, I'll just
go back to my trade. Yeah. I kept my job on hold for like 2 years.
Shit tradie, but
no. Hey,
ask him something.
All fighters are.
Ask him something about being an electrician. That's good that you're the world champion.
How come you couldn't put them in?
Nah, dude, I wouldn't have fucking let him.
Hey, I wasn't that bad.
I was pretty terrible.
I wouldn't say I was fucking great. But I'm pretty sure I wouldn't burn down this house. Maybe.
I'm fucking sure you would burn down the house.
How much you want to bet on it?
Were you qualified?
Hey?
Were you qualified?
4th year.
Oh, damn, so close.
The next step, like I just had to do my capstone, and then that's when they said, that's when I got the letter for the Ultimate Fighter. And I was like, see you later, trade.
How good is it? Or you can just walk in and be like...
Yeah, well, that's the thing, though. That's the thing. As we were talking, this is how much I didn't believe in myself. I kept my job on hold, like leave without pay for like 2.5 years. Shit. And like, I'm serious.
Well, that's good.
And then, because I remember after it would have been like, I think it was after my fight in New Zealand, which was like my 4th UFC fight or something like that. I got a call from Railcorp saying, "Hey, you still want your job?"
The Mike Rhodes fight?
Yeah. They're like, "Still want your job?" And I was like, "Nah, I'm not gonna. Nah, can't make it. Sorry."
Do you know how bad City Rail is for that? Because I used to work at City Rail, and I left I left on bad terms, and I left like it's not called City Rail no more, but anyways, I left no notice, on bad terms, everything like. And I usually don't burn bridges, but in that I said, "Nah, well I'm leaving," and I left. And this is how fucked they were. I don't know how bad they are now. 2 years later, or a year and a half later or something, they called me and promoted me. I swear to God, but I didn't take the job because I was doing I was coaching and doing other stuff. But I honestly thought about it. I thought like, fuck, I should. Like, and the jump was like huge.
Oh, shit.
It was like a massive promotion.
That's Fab's. That's Fab's take on Railcorp. I loved Railcorp. I loved it. I loved the whole thing. I loved the job. Loved the people. Nice. I thought it was great.
What was your UFC debuts? What were they like?
Sorry?
Your UFC debut, yours and his. What was yours like?
Oh man, mine was all over the place. Like, I think I just, as Rob was talking about before, like I didn't actually know what I was doing there. I'd work like, so I was 7-0 before I got signed, and I was like...
Then you won the Contender, and then you had your debut?
Yeah.
You had your debut here, didn't you?
Adelaide.
Yeah, I was there.
Yeah. And I was like... I'd done all this work and I knew that's exactly where I wanted to be. And then when I got there, I was just like, fuck, I'm here now. Like, what am I doing here? And then, like I went out and I had the good like first bit of the round, started tagging him up, and then I got taken down, put on my back for the first time in my whole career. And I was like, fuck, like this is like not where I want to be. And then I got transitioned around and ended up on top in the end of the round. Second round wasn't too good for me. So I won the first round, probably lost the second round, and I was going in the third round. And after the first round, I go back to the corner, I sit down, and Sam goes, Jimmy, how you feeling? And I go, yeah. And he goes, so he literally just spent half the round trying to get me back.
What was it? What happened?
I just put so much emphasis on trying to block, because everyone's like, oh, don't buy into the crowd, don't do this, don't. And I just put so much emphasis on trying to block everything out. I wasn't actually thinking about the fight. I was thinking about trying to block everything out and just have a good performance. So like,
you ended up winning that fight with Kimura, right?
Yeah, it wasn't until like the third round, because like the second round you see me, I'm on the feet and I start swinging like this, and in the third round I come out and I start popping him off again like I was in the first, and then just started playing my game again. And then I just realized like all the outer stuff that you can't control is not your enemy. You just got to embrace it and use it to drive you forward. And I think I was just letting the pressure come down and hit me from above rather than use it to drive me.
Did it freeze you up that first debut? Like, did you feel frozen?
Like the first when I walked out, I was fucking like,
you looked stiff.
I was like,
I remember telling you afterwards. I was like, how was that?
Yeah, and that's just experience too. And then like the first 30 seconds, I was piecing him up with my hands, and then he just shoots, and he's never shot like that before. And then
what an asshole to shoot like that!
He was an annoying guy, but he was like wiry and
he's
super
he was like
long,
strong, man,
long and limber.
But like, he's a nice guy. I had a beer with him afterwards. Paul Craig, he's a really good guy. But like, yeah, just use chalk everything that I took up. I think it was good that I had a fight like that. Then I get to experience everything. I want to experience everything in the sport. I want to overcome stuff. Like I don't want an easy route. I want to fight tough guys that can take it to me.
What was your debut like? Actually, the guy that you fought in your debut, Brad Scott, he's got his own podcast, and he commented on the comment section. And he did an episode where he kind of commentated, narrated the fight with you while it was on a little screen.
Is he still in the UFC?
I don't think so.
He's really good.
Yeah, he was good, man.
Really
very
good.
underrated.
Yeah,
Brad Scott. What was your debut like?
Right.
Your fight was much more exciting than mine.
It was a good fight.
A lot of guys. I guess the one thing that stands out is just the professionalism of the whole organization. Like how professional it all seems. Like that's kind of mind-boggling.
Was those at home?
Yeah, it was up in the Gold Coast, and like that was huge for me because like you would know, going from your local cards and your local shows to the UFC stage, everything is just so different, so different.
So different.
So that was like that was one of the things, but like in terms of, I'm not too sure how I felt. Like I'm sure I was nervous, but I had a broken hand like that fight.
Leading into it?
Yeah, I broke it on. Shout out to Manny
Rodriguez.
His fat head.
He's another man with a big head. Eh?
Yeah, I broke it a couple of weeks beforehand. And
did you know it was broken?
Yeah. And
how do you go into a fight of that magnitude to go and fuck, my hand's broken, like knowing that it's broken?
No choice.
No, but what do you like? What were you thinking? What was the thought process?
Like my thing is like I was just like I was going to throw it anyway. I was going to do everything that I could regardless. And I like not taking the fight wasn't an option. So.
And have you fought with broken hands or anything like that? Those hands don't break, surely.
Oh, look at them, they're fucked. They're split. That's split. No, I fought my second Hex title defense. I broke my rib 2 weeks before the fight.
Like broke the rib?
Yeah, I snapped like that much of the rib off, and we went and checked. That wasn't going to puncture the lung, so we just like, fuck it.
But that would hurt so much,
mate. It was fucking so. When I did it, I was like, man, this is so painful. I couldn't breathe, and then all I could do was ride a bike for 2 weeks. I could not do any other training except for just get on the bike, on the stationary bike. And literally, Stephen Warby is by far the toughest bloke I've ever fought. My God, he hits so hard. And the first punch he threw to my body hit me in the rib. Not the ribs, just hit me in the one singular broken rib. And I just go... And that was 5 rounds, and yeah, not only did I have a broken rib, but I had a blood infection too, which put me in hospital. But like as you said, I'm not gonna. My goal is to get through my career and not have to pull out, like unless it's life threatening.
You with the broken rib, I was like, yeah, like no, right on. But then you said blood infection, I was like, nah, back up a bit.
That's fine.
You can't fucking.
So you had the blood infection?
No, I don't know. Was it? Oh, they said some sort of infection, but I was fucked. Like I was in hospital. I weighed in at 93. Obviously, I think I couldn't even rehydrate to anything. And then the week after the fight, I was 90 kilos.
Fuck. So you got the infection after the fight?
Just before, because I was just like real drained.
Did you know you had a blood infection before it?
No, I just knew that I wasn't right. I don't think it was a blood infection. It was some sort of infection through my system that was just put me in hospital.
Did it have anything to do with the broken bone?
No, I don't think so. I think it was just overtraining.
Blood infection will do you. Like you will die.
Don't think it was a blood infection. I don't know what the hospital said, but they put me on all sorts of shit, and I was there like. Yeah, went there in there 3 times, and yeah, I didn't get out of bed for a week. Everything that I ate, I just spewed.
Ooh,
and like,
sounds terrible.
I pretty much did not get out of bed for 3 days. Couldn't turn on the light. If anyone came in and turned on the light, I just felt like I was gonna fucking die.
Is that the worst injury you've had in a fight? Or leading into a fight?
Leading into a fight, yeah. I don't think it gets much worse than that for me. But I've done my hands and stuff in a fight.
Broke your hands?
Nah, tore up this ligament in here, like just stuff that happens to everyone. I tore up that ligament against the Korean bloke that I fought, who was another just absolute animal. And I didn't get it done, didn't get it surgery, and then I had my contender fight and fucking completely ripped it apart. So that was
Warby. You say he was. To date, your toughest fight?
Yeah, he was the toughest.
Because he hasn't made the UFC, eh?
Nah, but he's only he's lost to Jim York, who I don't think fights anymore, but he was just an absolute weapon back in his day. Like he fought all over the world. Pedro and myself, that's his only losses.
It's funny, because you have guys that are good that could be in the UFC, but
they just get the luck of the draw.
In the local shows, they fought.
Yeah, it's like Nathan Reddy's at the UFC level. Yeah. At our weight class. I trained with him today, and we fought, and it was just luck of the draw. Who you sort of get matched up with.
100%. Did you have fights with guys leading up that you thought were the extremely hard fights? Like obviously toughest fights for you. Probably, I don't want to speak for you, but it probably since happened in the UFC. I imagine there wouldn't be a lot of Romeros running around in the fucking local shows.
Imagine
charged with murder. But yeah, like what was it like for you? Are there guys that you thought in the local shows were like?
Yeah, definitely. Like one guy that really sticks out is Corey Nelson. Like I thought
he's a jet.
Yeah, I thought he could have been UFC. Like been in the UFC. I know he had some visa issues, and I think that was one of the major things that held him back, to be honest. But he's definitely at that level, I fought Alloway and he was in the UFC, I guess.
You didn't because you were traveling. But what do you think of the Holloway and Edgar fight?
Yeah, that was interesting, eh? It's like not the second week, maybe 3 weeks ago or 2 weeks ago when it was Leon Edwards. It was the same similar sort of thing. It was like the shorter guy with the lesser reach trying to get inside and beat up the taller, lankier fighter. And that was the whole fight. It was just Edgar trying to get on the inside, implement his game. Like with implementing his wrestling striking game, like tight boxing game, and Holloway was just keeping him out of range, timing those shots, timing the uppercut, which Edgar kind of walks into when he
Edgar shoots with his head on that side a lot too.
Yeah, and
when he shoots with his head on the inside,
because his boxing is so, it's like he's a pocket fighter. He's a pocket fighter. That's what he does, and because of that. he's always kind of susceptible to that uppercut. He's always kind of there. Even if he fakes the shot and goes back up high, he's still there because that's how he boxes. That's how he fights. So, and Ortega saw it, and you could see Holloway and his team had obviously watched that fight, crossed it over with a lot of other Edgar's fights, and just really loaded up on that because Holloway had Edgar on the ropes. I think round 3 with the uppercut and just tagging him. You know, it was, I think, a big thing. Like Holloway just looks so much bigger than him.
I was about to say that. Like, first I was going to say, like, I thought Edgar fought really well. Like, he was just like Holloway. He just fought Holloway. You know what I mean? Like we were talking a second ago. So that's the first thing I think. Like he could have, he just fought Holloway, but he's talking about going down to bantamweight, and I reckon he could.
He'd be better.
Yeah,
he'd be better.
And this is a guy, to me, he's probably the best pound for pound. I don't know. He was a champion at lightweight.
Should have still been. He never should have lost it.
But he was a champion at lightweight and could have been, and should have been fighting at bantamweight, because it's not the same as going up. Going down like that is fucking crazy. I think that's insane. Like I think he's amazing.
He doesn't cut any weight, does he?
He's tiny. I've seen him walking around.
Before you bury me, I'm a big fan of Edgar.
No, I'm not.
And I thought you fought really well, man. I thought you fought really well.
What I'm trying to say is, I think you should go down to lightweight if you want to impress people.
No,
but that's how crazy it is. It's like being the champion at middleweight and then ending up fighting at lightweight.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Or welterweight for you.
I thought he fought well. It's just Holloway just kept him at that reach.
Because I like
he's got the best distance control.
I think so.
Yeah, and he's rangy. His body's built for that as well.
Good chin as well.
Yeah, good chin.
He's tough.
Yeah.
Because if you had to, let's say we had to draw up plans on paper for Edgar and Holloway. Like, if for Edgar he can't out pressure him because Holloway won't gas. He's got to try and get in fast and try to land some shots on him. But Max has got great chin, and you got to try and implement a strong wrestling game to make him worry about that. To try and grind him out when you can't really grind him out because he's got great cardio. And so
it's hard to hold down.
Yeah, he was. So hard. It's a hard matchup at the best of times. Like,
how do you see that then with Volkanovski and Holloway?
Do you know what I was? Frankie Edgar and Max Holloway are two of my favourite featherweights of all time, and I couldn't really get excited for the matchup just because I knew Volk deserved it.
But how do you see that matchup?
I think Volkanovski is a much bigger featherweight than Edgar, and I think Volkanovski
he's younger too.
Yeah, he might be able to.
Edgar's 36, man, 37.
I don't think he'll outwork Holloway. I think he'll just load up, and Holloway's been in some wars. I think Volkanovski might be the one to put it on his chin. But he does have great chin, so.
So does Volkanovski, but...
Yeah, that's what I mean. Volkanovski's young, tough, and he's got power.
And he can wrestle.
I think if there's one guy that can match Max Holloway's pace, it's Volk. Because they're on par.
I feel that we're incredibly biased.
Maybe. But you watch them and you go, how the fuck can they still be having that pace in the 5th round? It's just insane. Obviously we'd go Volk, but... I think it would just be a fucking good fight.
How do you see, what's next for you, Jimmy?
Fight wise, I got Misha Serkinov in Vancouver, September 14th, so 15th here.
How do you see that fight? What do you think of Misha?
Obviously, it's a massive step up in competition for me, and Misha is a fucking jet. He hasn't had the best luck of recent times. He's been caught by some really good guys that he was actually beating before he got caught. A lot of the guys, not all of them, but I'm just expecting a good fight. I know that I have to do everything by the book and everything proper to beat him, and I can't afford to make a mistake against him. But I feel like I'm ready for a jump up. I'm not in this game to pad my record against easy fighters. I want to fight the best guys off the bat. And, I feel like I've got a really good game plan against him. I feel like I've got the right attributes to catch him out. And, I feel like I've just got a little bit more grip. If it gets tough in there, I think I'll pull through further than he can.
What's a normal day-to-day, like what's a Monday through to Sunday training like for you generally? Sorry. Fuck, you just got upset.
Unbelievable.
No, we'll start talking about you in a second.
Bro, it's okay. Come back. He's got the door.
You pissed him off.
Sorry, Rob. It's a Jimmy Crute show. I train twice a day, pretty much every single day. I have 1.5 days off a week, but like that's with active recovery or like a jog or something. And then like my third session is normally like a physio session with with one of my sponsors and one of my best mates, Ben Damazi down at Physio Australia. He's an absolute jet. Probably the best physio I've ever worked with. Definitely the best physio I've ever worked with. And he's a big part of my camp. Then add in the strength and conditioning too. But yeah, twice a day, every single day. Sometimes we'll throw in a third. I try not to overtrain. I'm really bad for overtraining. I would train 4 times a day if I could. And I have before. And I wondered why I was getting sick all the time and my sessions just turned to dog shit. Like I was getting halfway through my session and I'd just turn pale and nearly pass out. Where I've found that quality over quantity is key with training. I'd rather get like 2 really good sessions in a day than 4 half-ass sessions. And we meet up with the crew probably 3 or 4 times a week for sparring and wrestling. I travel around a lot. I always go to different gyms. Like my wrestling's 45 minutes this way. My striking's 20 minutes this way. My jiu-jitsu's 2 hours this way. Like I travel around a bit. I've been with my jiu-jitsu coach for 11 years now. So I always make a trip back to Bendigo, which is 2 hours once or twice a week, just to go roll with him. And yeah, so I think my training is pretty routine for a professional fighter at this level.
Okay. What's like? What do you do in terms of sponsors and whatnot? Like, or other business interests that you have outside anything you want to talk about?
Like, what do you mean? Like
outside of fighting, do you have like business interests that you're pursuing or sponsors that are helping you out?
Oh, I got some really good sponsors. Reebok, obviously, I gotta deal with them. As I said, Benny looks after me. Muscle Meals Direct. Oh no, they're Fitness Meals now. Fitness Meals. They're amazing. They make cutting weight so much easier, eating healthy so much easier. And there's like business interest outside, not yet. I'm just setting myself up here first, and then eventually I'll cross over to some other things. But I just want to set myself up and really focus 100% of my time into getting to being a better fighter.
Young Rob, I believe you have some exciting news to share with us. I
do. We have some exciting news.
We're adopting a child.
Together. No,
it'd be awesome.
We've crossed the bridge, I guess. We're opening up a new school, a new jiu-jitsu school in Artarmon.
So it'll be Gracie Jiu-Jitsu Artarmon, same as Gracie Jiu-Jitsu Smitten Grange. I believe that foundation memberships are going to go up for sale tomorrow. So it'll be the first 50 members will get 30% off. So that's lifetime. Yeah. So you get 30% off for your lifetime. Jimmy, take advantage of this. This is a good opportunity for you.
A great opportunity. You end up saving a lot of money. People don't realize it.
No, and we're lucky enough to have like a lot of access to really good coaches, not just within the Gracie system. Like we always get guys like Sergio Pena, Ricardo Laborio, Mario Sperry, Marilla Bustamante, and then other fighters like yourself and that come in and visit. And it's Craig Jones has come in, and we always have some really good people come in to visit and help run classes and teach.
Yeah, we have a great network of grappling instructors like that like guests that come in. Like especially, like we have a lot of access to like special guests, all the people you just mentioned, but also our coaching team now is pretty good. Like let's talk about our resident number 13 in the world.
Jacob was actually came out in that ranking, that Abu Dhabi ranking,
awesome.
number
13
13
in the world.
Now, there was the rankings were interesting, but but there you go, mate. Hey, good on you, Jacob.
That's
Jacob.
it. That's
but
it.
Jacob himself is doing some pretty impressive stuff. He just won his
2 wins, 2 weeks.
Yeah, two fights. He won 2 fights in 2 weeks. So he's 3-0 as a pro boxer, 3-0 in.
Yeah, he's accumulating that experience. I think he's fighting at an experience level that's higher than him at the moment. So
you rolled around with him today, eh?
He's good, man. He's really good. I knew he's a really good boxer, and then you get on the ground with him, you're like, oh, fuck. Shit.
I feel like that too.
Do you think he's UFC level now? Like, just like that, moving around with him? He's apt to fight at middleweight?
Yeah. Yeah.
He's not going to say, no, fuck. See you
No,
tomorrow, Jacob.
Terrible. Subbed him 6 times. Nah.
he should stay to Hex?
Hey?
He should stay in Hex.
Jacob hasn't made it to Hex.
Hey, Trent James, put him on.
Hey,
fucking
give him a go.
Nah, he's a jet, man. I've always tune in when I see Jacob fighting on an regional circuit. He was supposed to fight one of my guys, Duke Didier. That would have been an amazing fight.
And it got cancelled after they weighed in.
No one's fault but the promotions.
Yeah, what happened with that? Do you know the story? What happened?
I don't know, and I'm not qualified to talk on it because I don't actually
know.
know.
I didn't know if like you guys knew or
I would be filthy, but
Oh, mate.
imagine cutting weight.
We just want to organise the fight elsewhere.
Well,
I cut weight and then wasn't able to fight.
Did the fighters get paid?
It's terrible.
Like a show fee at least?
from where?
From the promotion?
No way.
Oh, not that I know of.
Oh, well, I think they were that far in debt. Anyway, but
I didn't know why they didn't fight.
But you can see the level of the guys that we train with. Like,
mate, it's crazy.
We're training like our team. Like we train together all the time. This is what we do, and a lot of the guys are coaches in the gym, and they're on the mats all day, every day. Like you've been training with us. We're all fat guys, us big and heavy.
It's good, man. I came down here as soon as I get outside my comfort zone. You're like, I've done 10 camps with my group, and I love my group. But when you train with someone that often, you sort of like know what you can get away with and know what you can't. So you never really try stuff. And like down here, it's just like, I've just found like the intensity is different. So it's making me
just changing your schedule,
changing the schedule, changing the scenery. Yeah. I still got full faith in my team back home, but without so Sammy's out. Obviously, my jiu-jitsu coach Stewie just had back surgery. He's out. So,
how bad is back surgery? What was that for?
I don't know. It was something to do with the discs, but
like herniated discs.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but he's out for a little while. So like, I sort of have no structure there. Like I'm just rocking up, and I have no coaching. So like coming down here, it's honestly been an eye opener to the level too. Like you think you're doing all right, and then you're 3 rounds deep and you're absolutely exhausted, and the boys are still coming after you. It's just a different intensity because when you're so used to someone or so used to some guys, as I said, you know what you can get away with and know what you can't.
Tomorrow you guys are going to spar.
Yeah. Can't wait.
Yeah. We were talking earlier, and
how are you going to avoid Jimmy's power?
Hey?
How are you going to avoid Jimmy's power?
Yeah, but he's got this much reach.
Hey.
No, honestly, like I was holding the bag for him yesterday, and he fucking hits heavy. So I'm going to be duck diving and dodging to the best of my ability.
I'll take it easy on you.
Because I was watching Jimmy, he was walking around with like hand weights on today, getting ready to throw. Just saying to him, he's going to try and
don't go on there. There's a picture of Rob on a bag in there.
No, that octagon that we're going to be sparring in is going to. It's going to seem much smaller than it is when we get in there tomorrow.
Mate, I can't wait. I've been wanting to move around with you for ages, and it's just like when you move around with the best guy in the world, you're the world champion. It's just like fuck. That's the level. That's the level you aim to get to. So
in fairness, he hasn't defended it for a long time, so he doesn't fight often.
And now he said that I can't get fucking chinned tomorrow, can I?
He's going to try.
I'm going to have to go into deep meditation tonight.
He's going to try it. Yeah. Well, I guess what that brings us to is I don't know. You guys going to fucking fight it out for a shot at the title?
Yep.
Because
It's
unlike
time.
someone else, I defend my belt.
You haven't yet.
Excuse me?
You haven't. You only got the belt last week.
Dude, it's on fucking video. People can see that I beat the fuck out of you.
Yeah,
in Mortal
but no,
Kombat.
you reclaimed the title. You didn't fucking defend it.
Undefeated and undisputed.
How are you undefeated?
I never lost. I never lost.
You are full of shit.
Everybody's seen it.
Full of shit.
Let's do it, Dave. Let's do it.
Also, wait, if I can quickly announce, I think we are going to do a limited time sale on some Reaper Classic gear starting tomorrow, I think. So keep an eye on my Instagrams and stuff for the updates on how you can get it on the website and when it's going to start. Limited
Nice.
time.
There you go. Do you have any apparel or anything?
No. I'm working on it.
You should get some.
Need to find a design. I just...
Surely Titus and that can help you.
Yeah, they were going to...
Why don't you just sell my stuff?
Yeah,
So Rob,
10%.
so Rob stuff.
Just want 10%. I don't know what it is. I just want 10%.
You can sell my stuff.
Are you, Brad, is that something you're looking at to getting?
Yeah, I'm
You're on the
gonna. I sort of went quiet on it because I just can't find a design I want. But when I find a design, it'll be.
How'd you get the nickname The Brute?
I was just about to ask you, like, what's your fight name? Because
I don't use the brute. I don't know.
what is your fight name?
The
Is it
Brute.
The Brute.
Jimmy fucking Crute.
But they call him The Brute.
Is your fight name The Brute? Is that what they announce you?
Nah,
It's on Wikipedia, man.
It must be.
Oh,
It must be official.
real.
I've got a wiki now. I didn't have a wiki till like 6 weeks ago.
So you haven't embraced The Brute.
So we can come up with something better.
Yeah.
We've got a
What
while.
was the one you
He's
came
around
up
for
with?
a while. We'll come up with something better.
The giant dwarf.
The Easter Island head.
Easter Island head. It's not working, Dave.
Oh, no.
It's because you earlier went aggro on the screen and Dave had to start unplugging stuff.
No, because when it starts moving, it fucks up my ADD. Like I can see the things flashing in the background and that. And
Oh, something shiny.
yeah, I'm bad. I'm really, really bad like
Yeah,
that.
same.
If I went through school now, they would probably medicate me, man. I'd probably be like that.
I think you still could be medicated.
That's not funny, mate. That hits close. That's close. It's only funny when it's not true.
Is the screen on? The screen.
Guys, in true Grange TV tradition, David has fucked up the production.
Yes, he has.
Unbelievable. What's happening, Dave? These guys want a shot at the title.
Yeah. And Jimmy, before we started the cast, said he was very, very good at Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, not bad.
Nice.
Which Mortal Kombat is it? I don't think I played it.
One. You definitely haven't played it. It was out well before you were born.
It's like,
true.
yeah.
Your brothers, none of them train?
I told you it wasn't on.
Nah, none of them
Oh,
tried.
still, sorry.
None of them do MMA, nothing? Did they play football? Are they big guys?
Yeah. One of my brothers like bigger than me. But the rest are like normal sized people, I suppose. I don't know what that means, but yeah, like I don't think they're too big, so
What have you done, David?
Also, to anyone interested, I'm doing a live stream tomorrow night at 8:30 Australian time.
For video games?
Yeah, for video games on Twitch.
What video games you play?
Rob Whittaker MMA on Twitch.
What video games you play?
I'm going to play Fallout 4 tomorrow.
What's Fallout? What kind of game is it?
It's like a post-apocalyptic sort of game.
Yeah, but what do you do?
So you're a guy who comes out of a bunker after a nuclear war, and it's 200 years after, and there's like mutated things and survivors building up. So it's like a post-apocalyptic sort of world. You just go around. It's like an RPG.
Yeah, but what do you have to do?
It's kind of open world, sandboxy. So you can do whatever you want. There's a main quest you can follow, but you can
Yeah,
do
but is it
whatever
a
you want.
fighting game? Do you fight zombies and shit? Or are you meant to
Yeah, you can.
rebuild stuff?
You can do both. You can do both. You can fight zombies and shit, or rebuild stuff. Build outposts and settlements.
Do you play those games?
oh, I'll play.
Hey, we got
Fallout.
it, Dave.
It's
on.
David.
You.
Don't really play video games, but yeah, I like Fallout.
See, and I keep thinking you're a gamer all the time now because you have
I used to
to...
be mental on them, but I don't know. I sit there for like half an hour and I'm like,
I know.
I want to go walk my dog. That's like pretty
You,
much.
you like your dog a lot?
Yeah, I just walk my dog. That's what I do for fun. I don't really fucking get online or anything.
Mortal Kombat 1, here we go.
That's your controls there, Jimmy?
Alright, I'm gonna have to learn the controls.
Nah, mate. You only get one shot.
No, there's no fucking
B
controls.
is block.
Play game, fuck you.
What are you gonna do if I beat you, Rob?
Hey?
What are you gonna do if I beat you and I don't even know the controls?
Seppuku outside.
Let's see. Believe in yourself.
I can do this.
Sorry.
I just gotta not be too fancy.
Oh, mate. Be as fancy as you want. It's not gonna save you.
That's my problem though. I get too fancy and I start to make
Where's Scorpio?
silly errors. You gotta play Scorpion.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna play Scorpion.
He's my character. Press start.
Oh shit, which one start? Oh yeah, there we go.
You're gonna play Scorpion. He's my character.
Which one's
Fuck you. I'm picking him too.
How do you select?
You press start. Go back on Scorpion. You can pick him as well. You'll be the fake green one, but let's go. We've got no game sound, but
Oh, sorry, that's my bad.
you're alright. There we go.
Oh shit.
Oh, you are fucking. How are you blocking?
Ah, get fucked.
Fuck you, dude.
Hey, you're not gonna flawless victim move. How do you do that?
Dude.
Fuck
Yeah.
off.
It's a secret.
Just like you let you do that.
Fucking secret. How you block him, but?
Who won?
No one tells me how to fucking block in this game.
Did you win, Jimmy?
Yeah,
Fucking uppercut,
that's.
bitch. Kick you in the head, bitch. There you go. Have some of this one. Have some of that. Want some of this? Have some of this. What the fuck is that?
Ah! You motherfucker.
I was going for the back. No!
Who won?
Me.
No, Hey, watch this. Watch this. Ready?
I was yellow scorpion.
Oh, here.
You were the fake one. How you block that, fam?
No, don't tell him.
Press down.
You're a liar. You're a fucking liar. Press start to continue. Oh, do you want here? I'll play it too. Stop. I don't know why, but I'm feeling the pressure.
Why are you so sweaty?
I'm feeling the pressure.
No pressure, just win.
I try. He's very lucky.
Chinese not good enough.
Oh nah! I moved. I mean, the lawless victory.
That was much quicker than he beat me, so
The lawless
thanks for that.
victory.
I just couldn't get my mind around it. But I'm going through a lot of personal shit.
Oh wait, you're Sub-Zero?
Yeah.
Oh fuck. I was getting excited, I thought you beat Rob. Yeah, just
What the
spam.
fuck?
Just spam.
There we go.
What the fuck was that?
Just spam.
Oh man. The fuck was that? Ah, fuck me.
Drop the ball.
Oh, I fucking can't.
Yes! Flawless victory.
How do you fucking block? What the
Jimmy,
fuck
do you want a
is going-
shot? I'm gonna do like a Rocky. I'm gonna do like a Rocky thing where I give some random white kid a chance. That's what they did in Rocky. All right, ready?
That's fucking bullshit.
Putting my title on the line.
Bad. I gotta warn you, I'm pretty good.
No doubt. Oh, of course. 2 wins in a row. Champ. The champ.
Because I swapped controller, dude.
Oh, you can block.
I don't know how to do any of the specials.
You don't need it. Just go up there and punch me in the face.
Punch him in the dirt!
Jump. For fuck's sake.
Nah, you don't jump.
You gotta jump. He's gonna shoot those shitty ice things at you.
Ah! Fuck off.
Jump towards him.
Focus on that stage.
You gotta jump towards him. How the fuck do you block?
Good, great skill, Rob. You might
Yeah!
Nah. Nah, not gonna happen.
Dang.
I see I wobbled him. I kind of wobbled him.
How are you blocking, but seriously?
Don't tell him.
Secret.
Don't tell him.
Fuck you so much. If I knew how to block, Fab, you'd be fucking toast.
Nah. Unbelievable.
Oh! I use that like a jab. I keep him at the end of my jab. No reach. He's got no reach. Jimmy has no reach.
It's true. I don't know how to use any of his specials.
See that backhander?
Give me another go.
No.
Give me one more go. Come on. Don't be, come on, don't
I
be
won.
like that. Don't
Thank
be
you.
like that.
I won.
No,
I'm
no, no. Don't be like that. Give me another go.
What are you talking about?
Give me one more go.
Dude, I defend my title. I defend
One
my
more go. Come on.
No.
Don't be
no.
like this, Fab.
Jimmy, you can fight him.
No, don't be like this.
Jimmy, no, I won. I won.
be like
I
this,
beat you
mate.
both.
Don't be like this. Fight my way back up to you. The division's shallow still.
That's shallow.
Just gotta beat one
I'm just
guy.
gonna get one fight next week.
Just gotta beat one guy and I get another shot.
One pleb that fucking doesn't know how to play. Yeah, fuck off.
It's fucking B. B is block.
No.
Yes, it is, you fuck. Oh, this changes everything.
Just. Nah.
This changes everything.
Ooh. Oh, when you do the fatality, do the uppercut because it knocks him off the thing.
I don't even know how to uppercut. I'm
How
just.
do you know?
Because I used to
You just
Just
uppercut.
fuck now. I know how to fireball.
You just uppercut and he falls off.
Yeah, he falls off the thing.
You sure?
Yeah.
Yo, bitch. Yo, bitch. Let me do Fab's cheesy fucking move. Come here, cunt. Hey.
He can punch him. Punch him. Jesus Lord.
Yay!
Oh, he's meant to fall off.
Fuck. You lied.
Here, come on.
No, I won.
No, I'll fall my way back up.
No.
I'll fall my way back up.
Thank you.
No,
Guys,
no,
on
thank
next
you.
week's episode, Rob tries to fight me again.
No.
Rob tries to fight me again. No. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. And guess we'll be seeing you guys very soon anyway.
I know the
Thank
block
you.
now, Fab.
Thanks a lot, guys. Take care.
I know the block.